Hi guys, welcome back. It's me, Psychira. I'm one of the nurse practitioners here at NP Now LLC. So I wanted to come on tonight. I'm not in my usual spot because everybody's home this Sunday. But as I promised, I'm coming on today on Sunday, as I said I would, to give you new information about everything nurse practitioner, especially new graduate nurse practitioners. So this week I'm talking about your DNP versus Ph.D. And if you don't already have a terminal degree, if you are a new grad, is that something that you're expected to do? So I'm a family nurse practitioner. I have a master's of science in nursing, and I graduated 5 years ago. I've been practicing as an NP for about a half a decade now. And to be honest with you, when I graduated, having a DNP was something that people would talk about, but it wasn't something that was necessarily, I think, is needed. So just a little bit of information or background. If you are a brand new graduate NP, you're thinking like you have to go back to get your doctorate. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. So let's go over what a doctorate versus a PhD is in the first place. And, it's something that I think is very personal if you plan to go back to get your doctorate or if you feel like you want to go back to get your doctorate. And there's different reasons why. So a PhD basically is a doctorate in nursing practice. If you plan to go into leadership or you want to go into management or you want to teach, then a doctorate is sometimes required for the position that you're applying to, but not always. I know a lot of masters of science nurses as well as bachelorette nurses that are in management, that are teaching, that are doing leadership roles right now. They usually, with the DNP, it usually focuses on the clinical realm, and it takes about 3 to 4 years. I've seen some programs, because I did a little bit of research, that say you can get it in 24 months. And then you have your PhD, which is your doctorate in philosophy. So the doctorate in philosophy is very heavily research focused and science based. I know a aesthetics nurse practitioner who got her PhD. She chose to get her PhD versus her DNP because she said that she has a lot of patents out and that she just felt that it was best for her line of work and what she was doing for the most part. Which everybody, I encourage you to do your research. You need to really find out what you want, what's your end goal, what's going to make you happy before you decide to go and pursue a degree further. Because there's a lot of things that you want to consider, such as time, money, what's your reason for going back, not just because you want to make more money, which I'll go into the money part later. So that's basically what a lot of people talk about as far as terminal degrees. Some people want to go get a DNP, some people want to get a PhD. It really truly depends on what your end goal is. So you do need to know that a DNP is not clinical by definition. You can have a DNP and not be a nurse practitioner. A lot of schools are pushing you to go back to get your DNP because they need to stay open. They need to have students in order for the teachers there to keep their jobs, in order for them to stay open as an establishment. That's basically what it comes down to. It comes down to money. I did also read that the AACN, back in 2004, they were pushing for the doctorate to be the entry level for nurse practitioners. As this is 2021, there still are like over 50, more than like 75% of advanced practice nurses have their MSN, not technically their DNP, and not all of them are in school to get their DNP. So, I think that's the same thing that they were trying to push, or the same type of thing that was going on with the BSN being entry level into nursing. I still have nurses that are going to diploma schools that I've worked with. So this is 2021. I've been a nurse since 2009. And from 2009 till 2021, I'm still having RNs have diplomas. So, you really got to think about what it is that you want. Especially being a new grad, you want to get out there and get your experience, of course. But I was looking up the cost of a DNP and PhD. So the school that I went to, I'm here in New Jersey, the school that I went to. So if I were to go back to get my DNP, so I have my master's already, I want to go back and get my DNP, it's going to be an additional 36 credits. Currently, the school that I went to today in 2021, they are you have to pay $1,267 a credit. So if you do the math, that's over $45,000. And they're saying that you can graduate anywhere between 2 years, 5 years. So that's 2 to 5 years of time that I would be going back to school for and be in debt for another $45,000. There was another program that I looked at that was much cheaper, online degree program for a DNP that was about $21,000, and they were saying you can get it in 24 months. And if I was also looking at the PhD programs were about that. There were some schools that were even saying $30,000 for a year for a PhD, and a PhD is like between 4 and 6 years. So 3 to 6 years you're looking at if you're going to go back to school to get a terminal degree. You're looking, actually 2 to 6 years for a terminal degree, depending on your life and what you can contribute to that as far as time and what your work environment is and your family life is. And you're looking like you're going to be between $20,000 to $240,000. Depending on which degree that you want to go back for and what school you go to. There's so many factors involved. So me, myself, I have no plans of going back to school because I'm doing everything, absolutely everything that I want to do with the degree that I have, which is paid off as of right now. So as new grads, once you graduate, I would say get out there, get your clinical experience, see what it is that you truly want to do. What's your end game? If you want to teach, if you want to, do research, then maybe a terminal degree is something that you want to pursue. And a good incentive is if your job is going to pay for it, because a lot of these jobs, they'll give you between $1,500 to $5,000 for CME money. That can offset the cost for you. I am not against going back to school to get a terminal degree. By all means, if that's what you want to do, then do it. That's something that is a personal choice. I can't tell you to do that, and don't let anybody else tell you that you need to do that. And if that's something you want to do, then please do, by all means. So there was also a lot of talk about, if you go back to school and you get a doctorate, can you use the doctor, can you be called doctor? Well, it actually depends on your state, because I know in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, if you're not a physician, you can't go saying that you're a doctor. There's so many doctorates. My son's school, the superintendent has a doctorate. She goes by Dr. So-and-so. So, and I'm in New Jersey. So it really truly depends on what the state is. If you're going to go back to school just to be called doctor, then go to medical school. That's really what I really recommend. But to be honest with you, it really truly is a personal choice. If you want to go back to school to get your doctorate, you have your master's already, and I think that you can do absolutely anything that you choose with what you have already. Work with what you have, because the return on investment, you really have to look at what the return on investment is for a terminal degree if you don't already have that. And what is the self-fulfillment? Like, is that going to make you feel fulfilled? What is it going to do for you as far as quality of life? You don't want to be going into all this debt and you can't sleep at night because you don't know how you're going to pay for it. You really have to look at those things and what you feel is going to, what is it going to do for you? So those are just a few things to truly think about as far as, what it is that you may want to do. And from a business perspective, if you were to look at what the return on investment is long term, so you're going to be spending all these years in school, you could think of it as, all that money that you may be investing into a degree, maybe you can invest it into a niche side business, a niche side hustle, aesthetics, peptides, medical marijuana cards. It's so many degrees, so many side niche hustles that you can invest that $20,000 to $240,000 in, that it would take a whole hours to even go over it. So just make sure you check your facts, research your schools, make sure they're accredited, make sure it's something that you want, make sure that they have what you need, because, you can't ever get that time back at the end of the day. Like, no matter what you do, whether you choose to invest that money in a degree or in a business, you can't get that time back. And I really encourage the business side or the business aspect of being a nurse practitioner, because that's not something that we're really truly taught in school. And I really truly hope that you explore that aspect sooner than later, because I did not even start looking into being an entrepreneur until I was in 2 years. But I think that's something that we all should be looking into from gate. So that's why I'm hoping that I'm catching a lot of you at the beginning of your career, so that you can really explore those options. Because I feel like if I help one nurse practitioner and another, we will just elevate our profession like one NP at a time, and we'll be in such a better position years from now. So that's my spiel on the DNP versus the PhD. Send me a message or make a comment on this video. Be sure that you like my page on Facebook. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at NP Now LLC on Facebook and Instagram. I also have my website. If you have any questions, if you are a brand new nurse practitioner and you're needing mentorship, or some type of guidance regarding, clinical practice or business savviness, things like that, you can send me a message on my website, npnowllc.com. And make sure you follow my page here on YouTube. I'm going to be live every Sunday with new material, new information, some new guidance. And I'm also have my mentor panel is open currently. So just send me a message, or send me a message here on Facebook, Instagram, and comment on this video. Let me know what you think. All right. So happy Sunday. Sunday fun day, guys. Bye.